Hi Aquarius, my name is Gregory Scott and this is your astrology forecast for August 2015. Thank you for joining me today. It's really nice to be with you. I'm going to give you a really detailed look at your astrology and give you kind of an insight into what will come up for you, what you'll be working with. So the first thing that's interesting about August for you, my dear Aquarius, is that Venus, the goddess of love, has been in Virgo for the last couple of weeks, and on the 1st of August it moves into Leo in your 7th house of relationship. So immediately starting this month there's going to be a much greater focus and passion and interest in other people and in relationships in your life. Okay, so if you kind of cast your mind back to July, there was a phenomena that happened in the heavens called the Star of Bethlehem, and it was when Venus and Jupiter came together to create the illusion of one single star. It was a very auspicious sign, new beginnings, you know, the light of the world coming into this 3D physical reality, a real hope for the future. Now, the two of them aren't conjoined anymore, but in terms of the astrology, they're only 2 degrees apart, so they're certainly still influencing each other. And that Star of Bethlehem happened in your 7th house. So if you're an Aquarius that's single, this is a signal for you to really have hope for a positive, passionate, beautiful relationship in your future. If you're in a relationship, have hope for an exciting, passionate relationship that works. If you're not interested in relationships, have hope for finding something in your life that you can be inspired by and that you can be passionate about and that you can pour your love into. At the same time on this day, the 1st of August, there's also a T-square, which is an area of motivation. And that's really about the way you feel about yourself and really allowing yourself to be open and be vulnerable and to really make yourself accessible to other people so they can get to know you. And rather than relying on the structure you have within yourself in the sense of certainty about your personality, get that certainty and get that structure from the evidence from your life. You know, the things that you've done, the job that you've created, the house that you live in. Look at that, the physical reality, as kind of certainty, and allow your emotional side, your intellectual side, your spiritual side, allow that to transform and change in this month, okay? Because there's going to be a process of becoming more loving, becoming more focused toward loving other people, and it's important not to be so rigid about who you are and what you will accept and what you won't accept, because that narrows things down. So open up and get the blinkers off and really open yourself up to a variety of different people. On the 3rd of August, there's a grand trine in your chart, and that's an area of real talent. And that's interesting because this is in connection with your work. So you really get an emotional, intuitive, clairvoyant, clairsentient, however you get your messages, you get a confirmation, a message, a truth about how you can create more structure in your career. How you can make your working day fit more to your needs, whether that's going part-time to full-time or full-time to part-time or working flexibly. How to be more comfortable in terms of the money that you earn and to have more solidity. So really, please listen to your feelings on the 3rd of August, because something is going to come through and you'll sense that within yourself. And that's going to be a door that you can walk through for more financial security. Pluto is in retrograde in your 12th house. Pluto has been in retrograde since the 16th of April, and it will continue to be in retrograde until the 24th of September. Now, Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, and when it's in retrograde, it's about pulling things away, pulling negative things away. This is a great time for you, Aquarius, to let go of, and this is quite a niche thing, I think. I don't think everyone's going to be affected by this, but some people will have a resentment towards religion or spirituality. A lot of people who were brought up Catholic or Christian or in Islam or whatever often reject the religion that was taught to them as a child because it's so restrictive. You know, if you're this, we don't want you. if you're this, we don't want you. And people say, well, I don't want you either, do one. So with this Pluto in retrograde, it acts like a vacuum cleaner and it sucks out negativity, and it's in the 12th sector of your chart, the 12th house, spirituality. You can let go of those resentments, you can let go of that negativity, and you can find and replace that with something that works for you, a spirituality that works for you. It's a really good, it's like having a detox cleaner in your spiritual sector. It's really good. On the 5th of August, the moon trines Jupiter. And that happens between your 3rd and your 7th. Oh, so you are 5th, you are really coming across very well. If you're looking to meet someone, you come across really, really charming, really pleasant, really well-spoken, educated, highly attractive, and you put your best foot forward. So there's a certain air of glamour about you, Aquarius. Make use of that, because you're kind of blessed here in terms of the way other people perceive you. You can apply that to romantic situations, but all situations, family, work, people will respond really well to you. On the 7th, the sun squares the moon. And I think you'll become a little bit reflective on the 7th of August and kind of think, okay, this is what my family was like. What do I want to emulate, and what do I want to repeat, and what do I not want to repeat? What do I want to leave behind? And I think you'll apply that to what you're looking for in a romantic partner in a relationship. If you're single, again, I think you can seek out certain people. If you're in a partnership already, you can work to remove things that don't work for you. Okay, you can. So if you have a kind of if you have a tendency to speak quite abruptly or disrespectfully to your partner, and you're aware of that, then you can say, hey, I'm going to change that. I'm going to speak more respectfully to my partner. On the 8th of August, Mercury goes into Virgo, and that happens in your 8th house of other people and intimate relationships, okay? So I do get that feeling, Aquarius, that you make a decision to really have a bit of a spring clean with the way you interact with other people, the way you communicate, and I think you're going to work to be clearer in the way you express yourself and the way your message comes across. I also think this is a good time to really sign contracts, to enter new business deals, not setting up new businesses because Venus is still in retrograde, but Mercury certainly isn't, okay? So it's not about setting up your own business, but it's about starting new jobs where you're an employee, or signing new contracts, because you'll be able to really spot any errors. You'll spot situations where anyone is trying to have you on or do you over or anything like that. You'll be very astute to that kind of thing. So the 8th of August is a great day to start to work with forms, contracts, paperwork, passport applications, citizenship applications even. It's a great time for that. There's also a Grand Cross happening here, and what I feel is you're trying to figure out a way of getting more structure and solidity in your financial life, and you're trying to do that in conjunction with the people in your life. So it could be that a family member or your partner gives you a good idea on the 8th of August to change your job or to create more structure, to do something differently to create more structure. Or it could really be a warning to not rely on people so much and the messages they give you, but to speak to the universe. You know, you've let go of a lot of that resentment. If you do have some sort of faith going on, then ask the universe, what should I be doing? How can I create more financial structure in my life? What do you think? And you'll get a good answer from that on the 8th. The 9th of August sees Mars going into Leo, and that's in your 7th. So relationships become even more of a focus, more of a theme now. And I think you will really want other people. You know, you will want to be with other people. Your libido is going to be highly burning brightly. I think you will come across very well. I think you're going to look great in August, around this time of August. I think your personal glamour will be on fire. You will be in great shape, and you will come across very nicely, and people will respond to you very well. So if you're a single Aquarius, please go on dates on the 9th. It's a great time for that, and you will come across really, really well. On the 11th of August, the moon trines Neptune, and it does that in your 6th house and in your 2nd house. So I think on this day you're going to have a message, a dream, or some sort of insight that will now tell you how to bring about financial security in your life. That was the question before, a couple of days ago, on the 8th of August, and I think you get your answer on the 11th of August. So keep a dream journal next to your bed, or in a meditation, if you get a message through, heed that message, because you will get the answer to what you're looking for. So prayers are answered on the 11th. 12th of August through until the 19th of August sees Mercury trining Pluto. And Mercury is helping you really be discerning in terms of the information that you're engaging with. And Pluto is this vacuum cleaner that's been sitting in your 12th house that I've mentioned, okay? And that is interesting because what that does is through your personal relationships, which you're engaging a lot in, this whole month you're constantly with other people, you're doing things, you're seeing people, people are coming in and out of your life. I think by connecting with people about your own experiences, in particular in the religious side of your life, you know, even putting that theme in a conversation, you know, I know at dinner parties it's not good advice to speak about religion, but with people you're close to or people that are close friends, what has your experience with religion been? Sharing ideas. It's not about you telling people what they should or shouldn't believe, but it's about sharing ideas. And I think by sharing ideas, I think you'll be able to let go even more of some of that negativity that you harbor against the religion you were brought up in. On the 12th as well, something really amazing happens. Jupiter goes into Virgo, and this is amazing because it stays there for a year. It stays there until the 10th of September 2016, and I've done a whole separate video on Jupiter and Virgo. Have a look at that if you're interested. But Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune, and what that means is that you will access your good luck and good fortune by taking practical action. It's in the 8th house of intimate sexual relationships, so by taking action you can make that happen in your life. If you're single, you can meet someone. If you're in a relationship, you can take practical action to improve that side of life or to decrease it if it's too much, okay? So the choice is yours, and that's where your good luck factor comes in. On the 14th, the new moon occurs in, again, your 7th house of relationship. Ask yourself the question, what is it that you want to heal about your past relationships? Were they too superficial? Were they too focused on money? Were they not spiritual enough? What wasn't right? Ask yourself those questions during this new moon, because you can plant those seeds and build the kind of relationship that you want in future, but only if you actually get clear on what you don't want to repeat. Jupiter opposes Neptune on the 15th of August, and it continues that opposition until the 13th of October, so 2 months. It occurs between your 8th house of sex and other people and your 2nd house of finance and physical considerations, even physical belongings. So the question is, I'm going to make this relationship happen. I'm going to take action to be in a relationship. The question is, what do I want that to look like on a physical level? What am I aspiring to? Do I want the kind of relationship where the person is really attractive, and when I walk into a room with them I feel like I've got the best, latest accessory and I'm so proud of being with them? Does that give me a feeling of joy and belonging? Does that make me happy? Or do I want to be with someone who necessarily isn't a 10 out of 10, but I feel a spiritual connection with? Or do I want someone who I have a great physical connection with? What is it? And this opposition is going to force you on some level, or it's not going to force you, but those ideas and those thoughts will keep popping in your mind, and I think that question will appear over the next 2 months until the 13th of August. On the 18th, The moon has moved into Libra, and that's not a big thing. The moon changes sign every 2.5 days, okay? Currently, the moon is in Libra on the 18th, and it sextiles your Mars and your midheaven, which is in the 7th. So, I think on this day, I think it's casting your mind, opening up your mind to what you have considered in the past and what you've rejected in the past, and reevaluating those things, especially in terms of your relationship. It's really going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So don't have a type, or reevaluate your type if you've got one. The moon is on your ascendant on the 20th, and that trines Neptune. You're going to be this is going to be a fabulous day for you at work. I think you're going to feel very, very good at what you do. I think you're going to have figured out how to get this new structure in. I think it will match the imagination, the dream, and whatever you've been dreaming, whatever you've been trying to manifest, actually manifests on the 20th of August. Great day for you work-wise, because you feel great about the outcome that happens for you on this day work-wise. And the way to make that happen is by working with other people, in conjunction with other people, and by sharing your hopes and dreams. That's how you can realize these things. So it's important for you to communicate with others this month to get where you want to go. On the 24th, there's a grand trine in fire. And again, that's an area of real strength of talent. And that's in your chart between communication, relationships, and hopes and dreams. Okay. Best day for you. The whole month has been great for you in terms of relationships, okay? All sorts of relationships. But the 24th is now a really, really passionate, really fiery day in which you can communicate your true self, the way you really want to come across, to realize your hopes and dreams in terms of relationships, and really conceive something that you can work on in the future. So a relationship, for instance. If you're in a relationship, you can really be yourself and reveal a side of yourself that you've never revealed before, and that will allow you to conceive a new way forward and help you to work on the relationship in a more genuine, congruous way. On the 28th, Mercury goes into Libra. So Mercury's been in Virgo for most of the month for you. Where did Mercury go into Virgo? Yes, Mercury went into Virgo on the 8th. Okay, now on the 28th, 20 days later, Mercury goes into Libra. So the 20 days in August, between the 8th and the 28th, are very, very good for you to do all the paperworky stuff, all the practical communication stuff, and to have a really clear, good, critical eye. Now, when Mercury moves into Libra on the 28th, that critical eye shifts away a little bit, and what you do and what you start to focus on more is to communicate in a more harmonious way, in a more less critical way, in a much more kind of sociable, easy way. So you lose that that great insight, and you become more easygoing and more relaxed. So if you're trying to sort out contracts or written paperwork and stuff like that, applications, then do that between the 8th and the 28th, please. That's going to be when you find it easier. You know, also sometimes you look at a form and it's just like, oh, 5 pages, I can't do that. And then sometimes it's like, oh, it's a form, let me, you know, just get it done quickly. You know, it's different attitudes, and the middle of the month here, 8th to 28th, is when you're really finding paperwork, not just you're doing it right and well, but you find it easier. The 29th sees the full moon occur, and the full moon occurs in your 2nd house of finances. So this month has been about relationship, and it's about finding something that's more structured and more pleasing and more rewarding in your financial life. And on the 29th, the full moon, it blossoms, it's like a flower, and it's a windfall in your money life. It's either a check that you either get more money, or you discover a way, or you find a way, or you now have a way in your life that ensures that you will have more money in future. And what that does is it heals the disappointment of the past. The way to activate this full moon, this gift, is to do that spiritual communication that connection throughout the month and to take guided action on that. That's where all of this comes from. You can find this extra security by not, listening to other people all the time. Oh, I don't think, your friend says you shouldn't work in that shop, I know a guy who's got a vacancy in that shop, go do that. Don't listen to that. Listen to much deeper on a soul level. What should I be doing? What ought I to be doing? That's much more meaningful and purposeful to you. So try and work on that a little bit this month, that spiritual connection, because that's where you're going to get your best and most useful answers from. And then finally, on the 30th of August, there's a yod in your chart, the finger of God here, okay? And by letting go of the negativity that you experienced growing up, and by being grateful for the financial successes that you will see in August, not only can you make your relationships better, but you can really get the security that you've been looking for in your financial life. So the key thing to focus on in August for you, my dear Aquarius, is relationships, relationships, relationships. That's where your good's going to come from. Relationships with other people, but also relationships with the universe. So I hope that's been useful to you. If you'd like a private reading with me, or if you've got any questions, you want some clarity, especially on your birth chart, then please get in touch with me for a reading. My website is gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer. You can also email me. The address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, as they say it here. And please remember to subscribe to the channel so that people can actually find the videos. Have a great month, and I'll speak to you soon.